Hi everybody, I'm Jenny,
And I'm Ollie.
and this is our dumb show, Incorrect Decks, where we review a random Pokemon every week.
Yeah, that's a good time. What is our Pokemon this week?
This week's Pokemon is a classic, 143, it's Snorlax.
Snorlax! Everybody's spirit animal. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, everybody loves this boy. He blocked the road in many a game. I say many a game because it was Gen 1, he was there in Gen 2, he was there in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, he was there in the anime. He likes to sleep. He likes to eat. What is his dex entry from Gen 1? It doesn't do anything other than eat and sleep. Oh, I nailed it. When prompted to make a serious effort, though, it apparently displays awesome power. Yes. Terrifying when it wants to be, but actually, just a lazy boy.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that, haha, it eats all the time, but, this Dex entry that I have in front of you, which I don't know what gen it's from, says it has to eat over 880 pounds of food a day, which is,
Oh, that might be the Arceus one.
environment destroying.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, actually,
nightmarish.
if we go to Arceus...
It eats, and, there are episodes of the anime where it, attempts to eat living things whilst they're alive.
I can't find it at the moment, but I remember the Arceus dex entry for Snorlax saying something along the lines of it's destroyed food stores in towns, right? It will rock up to a town and eat everything in sight, and has literally been the root cause for famine.
Yeah.
In certain areas and regions in the Pokemon world. That is terrifying. It will eat everything and then go to sleep, and you can't move it. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
It just eats. And I mean, obviously Arceus is all about people being afraid of Pokemon. I would be. I would be if he came for my food. I'm terrifying. Oh my god. But design-wise,
pretty good.
Cute.
Yeah.
Pretty cute.
Great. My favorite thing about Snorlax's design is the way that it translates into household items such as beanbags, chairs,
cushions,
cat
pillows,
beds.
literally anything, anything you want.
Anything you want to put a butt on.
Amazing. He's so cute, and he's the perfect sort of design for fluff and squish.
You know that IKEA bed Donkelskog?
Yeah.
It's the same vibe.
It does. Yeah, no, you're not wrong there, actually.
Snorlax or Gog.
So Snorlax has been and forever will be a normal type. One of the best original normal types. And I'm glad that they've not really ever messed with Snorlax. I said to you earlier, actually, I think they gave him a Mega, but I don't think they did give him a Mega. I think it's only...
Oh, he has a Gigantamax.
He has a Gigantamax, which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
I mean, because look at that boy. Look at that. He's got the tree on him and everything.
Yeah.
The Gigantamax Snorlax makes wonderful sense.
I love the way...
Because he's already big.
That the tan of his tummy is like a little path.
Is the little path that leads up to the tree in the middle. Yeah. It's lovely. And obviously still normal type. He's never been anything else. They haven't done anything else with him. And I think that's great. Snorlax is so iconic. That if you were to mess with him, I think it would be...
So the lore of his Gigantamax, the reason why he has a park on his chest, is that he eats a lot of stuff, and he just scoops stuff up and he shoves it into his mouth, and then he has detritus, seeds and pebbles and stuff left on his belly from where he's just been shoveling food in.
Right.
And then the Gigantamax makes him huge, but the energy does the same thing to the seeds and stuff.
Oh, I see. So they grow.
So he gets a whole the biodiverse
belly
environment on his belly. Yeah.
I mean, really, do we all have a slightly biodiverse belly? So Snorlax is a tank, right?
Yes, definitely.
HP stat 160. That's baller. Attack stat 110. I'm surprised his defense. I mean, these are Gen 1 stats. I would just like to say that we always go from their original game. So defense is a little lower than I thought it would be, 65. And then everything else is sort of 65. Speed, obviously super slow, but that's to be expected. So actually his total is 495, nearly 500, which is pretty decent. But he is specced out in certain areas because it kind of has to be, right?
I mean, for me personally, the speed is what lets it down. I mean, it makes total sense. I'm not saying that they should boost his speed, but that's why and we're getting into it a bit early, but in our unique and special
Rating system.
our carefully devised rating system party PC release, that Snorlax is never going to be a party Pokemon for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Oh.
even though he is a tank and he can like take literally so much, and also he puts out Hyper Beam, he's so slow.
Yeah, but like how many times? I mean, because like his
I want to
only
go first.
like so he resists only Ghost because obviously it doesn't affect him,
Yeah.
right? And then every other type is just sort of not.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it
he's
is
normal,
whatever it is.
so
His only weakness in this
it's
world
fighting.
is fighting.
Which is hilarious because you would think that punching something that fat and dense would not make
would
much
not do
difference.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because he's normal type, it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they didn't give him another typing at some point down the road.
What would it have been?
But
though?
I don't. I mean, like, I've no idea. This is the thing. I don't know what it would have been.
I think that like, cause like his whole thing is that he eats a lot of food.
He's like us all. He is normal.
And in all of us is Snorlax, and in Snorlax
But honestly,
is all of us.
having recently just played through Sun and Moon, I purposely made sure I didn't have a fighting Pokemon on my team.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Slowking and I had a Jolteon.
Mm-hmm.
And at any given point in the game, I made sure I either had Double Kick for Jolteon or Brick Break for Slowking,
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case the Snorlax rocked up. And it did. And it did. You know, like I feel like you have to be prepared for Snorlax.
Yeah,
The
well,
worst,
yeah, for sure. If you don't have a fighting, it takes a long
Snorlax-
time to get rid of a Snorlax.
I don't know how well you remember. I'm hoping some of your viewers might remember. Not all of them though. Some of them are quite young, I'd imagine. In the original Gold,
Mm-hmm.
fighting Red at the top of Mount Silver, he has a Snorlax, and I remember it being the worst thing I ever did as a child. That Snorlax really messed me up, good and proper, because I mean I didn't really understand the typing as much back then for sure, and yeah, obliterated.
So I remember getting to the first Snorlax blocking the road in Pokemon Blue.
I'm being very confused, being horribly confused.
Being really confused, yeah. But then after working it out and getting the Pokeflute, right? Knocking it out in that encounter and being like, oh, I guess
there's only one.
I won't have that one then.
Yeah.
And then carrying on down bike road, just totally ignorant.
Now, before I reveal the information to you, how much do you think Snorlax weighs?
I'm gonna
Let's go kilograms as well. Let's keep it
in kilos. I'm gonna go 300 kgs.
Ooh, a little bit more. 460 big ones.
Oof, that is a big boy.
That is 1,014 pounds in total, which is a huge boy. He is 6'11" though.
Sure. Do you think that is his standing up height or his lying down height?
I'm gonna go for standing up. I'm gonna go for standing up. And we talked about like circumference, didn't we, with Drifblim?
Oh yeah.
I mean, his circumference big.
Oh yeah. You can't put your arms around this one.
No.
I wonder what a skinny Snorlax would look like. Like a noodle?
Unfriendly. I wouldn't want that. He's shiny.
Oh.
Very unimaginative.
It's just
It is just Snorlax, but
blue.
Saturated.
Yeah.
It's just blue. Instead of that kind of lovely sort of dark, sort of turquoisey color his original has, he's just sort of blue. Like a dark...
Yeah, he's like a primary color.
Yeah, like a dark navy blue. It's nice. And actually, if Snorlax had been designed like that, I wouldn't have been mad. But because it's the shiny, I'm like, blue. You know? Like, it is just what it is. It's just a bit bluer. And it's one of those ones that I think that if you weren't paying attention, if Snorlax were like like a regular encounter and you were grinding and you weren't paying full attention to what you were doing, you'd knock it out and be like, I think that might have been a shiny, you know? Like, you weren't careful.
Most of the sort of original gen Pokemon suffer from having, I say suffer, you know, they have shinies that aren't that imaginative, right?
But they had to.
And that's cart problems, isn't it?
They had to
That's
because
technological.
they made Gen 1 and then Gen 1 didn't have shinies. Gen 2 came out, Gold and Silver and Crystal, and they came up with the idea for shinies. And then retroactively, if you traded a Pokemon from Gen 1 into Gen 2, it had to have an indicator in it. They sort of forced it. If it had an indicator, it would become shiny. But because of the sort of limitations of that, they could only do so much with the Gen 1 Pokemon in terms of the shinies. So actually, now.
I mean, it's just like it makes sense. Like if you're thinking about it in a pixelated game from a cart perspective, like most people, like I remember being jealous of my neighbor because he had a Game Boy Color and I had a Game Boy Pocket, right?
Aw.
In those circumstances, you can kind of understand it's darker. It's darker on the screen, so that makes sense, right?
Now, Jenny Bud, we're running out of time. Would you want to have it in your house?
Ooh, in my house? No, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding. I wouldn't want a Snorlax in my community. Never mind my house.
Understood. But friendly enough. You'd be friends with the Snorlax.
I don't know. I feel like of all of the Pokemon, they're the most animal, if that makes sense. Where like
really simplistic, like just driven by
it's like
food, sleep.
It's like this, like a moose, right? Like moose are really big and therefore really dangerous, right? They move really fast and they can do a lot of damage. But they're cool, so you should look at them from a distance, right? And leave them alone.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of what we're dealing with here, where it might eat you.
Okay, so we're out of time. Jenny Bud, party, PC, release.
This is a tough one.
Party. I would have him in my party.
You would have him in your party?
I would have him in a party. Yeah, I would. If the situation were right, and I was like, do you know what? I kind of feel like a chunky boy. Snorlax is the boy.
I think I'm gonna go PC. I'm gonna put him in the.
I feel like he's a real hard hitter.
Yeah, I mean for that reason.
He can learn surf, for God's sake.
I'm gonna put him in. What the fuck?
And Ice Beam. Why wouldn't you want this guy in your party? Come on.
I'm gonna put him in the PC box that is like the one that I choose my party Pokemon from, but I don't think I'd ever actually use him.
Solar Beam.
He's just so
Thunderbolt,
slow.
Thunder, Earthquake, Fissure, Psychic.
Okay,
he was
we get
broken.
it.
He was broken in Gen 1. He was broken, completely broken in Gen 1. I would have that any day of the week.
He can surf. I mean, yeah. You think you want to talk about broken? How does this thing swim?
And on that beautiful mental image, we leave you.
1,000 pounds.
Good day, everybody. Thank you for listening.